Hello everybody and welcome back. This is episode number 9 of the Amber Army YouTube channel's Football Manager 2018 experiment. What is it called again? Hey, Together Stronger Boosted Revamped Welsh League. Whether it's in the right order, I don't know, but here we go. This is the season preview. Obviously, we've done 4 seasons now. This is season number 5, and Cardiff City have won the league each time. Going to be looking for Newport and Merthyr to step things up, and possibly even Wrexham, Barry and Swansea. Colwyn Bay had a very disappointing season last time around. Kevin Druids had a particularly good one, and then there's the rest. TNS are still lying around the bottom end, not where they should be. And there you go, the 3 promoted teams are Carmarthen, Bala and Afan Lido. Bala and Carmarthen fell out of the league during previous seasons. They found their way back. Afan Lido are an old Welsh Premier League team who have in turn found their way back also. So this time around, are we going to see a different champion? I mean, even Cardiff City fans watching this are going to think, oh, I'd like to see somebody else do it, because it's getting a bit boring now with Cardiff winning it every year. But the good thing about Cardiff winning it every year is that they get the most money, and because they're the ones in the Champions League, they will obviously hopefully do a bit better in that Champions League. So I think first of all, let's have a little look to see what early business has happened. So, wrong one. Welsh transfer. No, it's just transfers, isn't it? So I want transfers. There we go. Don't know why that didn't happen properly the first time around. Now scrolling up, and Cardiff's possibly one of their best players has gone for 45 million. So Cardiff have got an even bigger kitty to play with now. Barry have made the biggest incoming signing, but Kevin Druids have also brought in Glenn Nodder. Yeah, sounds like a yes man to me. Penabont have brought in a reasonably big money player. Swansea brought someone in. Wrexham, Bala, Carmarthen, Merthyr. Well, there's not a lot of big business happening early on, but more to come, I feel. Plenty more to come. So, I mean, let's have a little quick look at the state of the national team. Obviously, it's 2021. There's no major tournament. The manager is now Tony Pulis. And the top players, Gareth Bale, Ben Woodburn, Aaron Ramsey, Joe Allen, Ben Davis and Carl Darlow. So none of the new players from the Welsh League included amongst the elite for Wales. Current world ranking is 19, so what's the schedule? Senior squad schedule. So World Cup qualifiers are obviously going particularly well. As expected, 2 wins against Luxembourg, but to win 1-0 at home against Luxembourg is poor. That's bad, especially when you win 3-0 at Bosnia. No doubt Bosnia probably beat Luxembourg about 8-0. So 1-0 and 2-0 are not convincing scorelines to beat that team by, and it's a goal difference that may let them down come the end of this. Away to Spain, they get the draw there. I'd imagine that they're going to get some good wins in there. So there's no fixtures for next year, although looking at that, I think that's all of the games played, isn't it, over the course of one season? I mean, that's quite mad. I don't know whether that's to allow for this little job a year, the European League. I don't get the European League personally, but oh well. If it gets more interesting international football games in, then happy days. So there we go. Preview for the new season. That's that. So guys, I think the next step now is to take you guys into the end of the transfer window. So I will see you guys there and see how the season starts. Okay then, here we are on the 4th of September. This is how all of the leagues are looking so far. I mean, I can't believe Bangor fallen 2 divisions. But the one thing I want to have a quick look at is how Cardiff Met Uni have started, and they've actually won a game in their first 3. Oh, it's mad to see them. Let's have a little look at the Premier League, and Cardiff have won their opening 2 games. Obviously, probably only playing 2 because of qualifiers for the Champions League. So that's one of the first things I want to have a quick look at to see how the qualifying for the Champions League has gone on. So they are knocked out by Basel at the playoff stage, which is a gutter. They got to improve, these Welsh teams have. They got the money, no excuse. So the Euro Cup Group K with Ghent, Rangers and Spartak Moscow, they should advance in that one. It's back to the Premier League now. So the transfers, what's the biggest transfers? Obviously Stephen Potts from Kevin Druids for 38 million. So there's a lot of players going out for a lot of money at the moment. Barry spent big 31.5 million on Ryan Williams. Carmarthen, so Guildfield are selling up massively. They're making some serious money. So as you can see, that is pretty much the big transfers. Cardiff haven't spent. Do they need to spend? They probably should have for their Champions League. Maybe their Champions League might have gone a bit better if they had spent a little bit of money. So I see who's brought what in. So Aberystwyth have spent 17 million on a player, but not a massive amount of money elsewhere. They brought a few in. You know, we'll give them a chance. I mean, Cardiff Met Uni are letting players go for free. Can they afford to do that? Or do Aberystwyth really want players that have been, you know, from a club that have been relegated 4 times in, is it 4 times? Yeah, they've been relegated every year, I think. So Avonlido are back in and they've barely spent any money. Well, not even barely spent it. They haven't spent any money. 0 amount of money spent by Avonlido. Now Bala, oh my goodness gracious me, Bala. Look at Bala go. There's a lot of players to bring in. A monstrous amount of players. It's a new squad practically. Maybe they needed it. They spent 12.25 million on one player, 14.25 million on another. So they've spent well of Bala. Barry spent big on 2 players. Is it going to be enough for them to get to the top end of the table? Cardiff, there you go, 8 million and 2.8 million, and that's it. And they brought in a free player, David Jones, and Silvio Jimenez on loan from Chelsea. Cardiff may end up falling in the table on the back of that. Carmarthen, just promoted, spent monstrous amount of money here, but looks of it, 20, 10, 13, 11. They want to stay in the division, and that is definitely the right way to go about it. Kevin Druids spent a bit, not a massive amount. Colwyn Bay spending, but not a big amount of money. But they brought a lot of players in. Hopefully that'll work out for them. So Denby spending, but not a massive amount. Guildfield have obviously sold a lot of players, but they haven't brought many back in. So I'm not sure if they actually fell out of the league actually. So there's that. London, no Junction. Now we're talking Premier League team again, and they haven't gone and bought big, but they brought a few in. Llanelli Town want to push up towards the top end, I'd imagine. Brought a couple of players, nothing major really. Merthyr, one of the favourites this year, probably would have needed to spend a bit of money to keep up. I don't think they would have spent enough looking at that. No, not at all. So Newport County, for me, no, that's not enough. Nowhere near enough money spent by Newport. I feel in Cardiff probably didn't need to spend any because no one else has. Penybont. Looking at it, I'll tell you something, I think there could be some surprises this year in this division. Some real surprises. Swansea. Now, Swansea have gone and spent a bit. Not a massive amount, but TNS have brought in some players, but not spent much. Then finally Wrexham have spent on a couple of bigger names by the looks of it. Brought in a few for free. So no, I think it's all to play for this year, judging by the transfers that we've seen. So let's have a look at this season preview. So the key players, obviously it looks so it's 2 from each on this. That's how that works. 2 players from each. So transfer activity. Yeah, we've obviously already gone through that. This is the Media Dream 11. So it's a shame it doesn't show what team they play for, because you can't really make much from that. The highlighted star player is the goalkeeper for Merthyr. Interesting. So, like I say, all to play for this year. Merthyr, they qualified for Europe? No, they have not. They went out at the qualifying third round to Hoffenheim. That's understandable. Hoffenheim are a good German team. I think Merthyr would be disappointed not to be included. It looks as though Newport County have gone out as well in the fourth. Hoffenheim again. So Hoffenheim are the destroyer of the Welsh teams. See if Cardiff draw them later in the competition. Kevin Druids 8 as well. Roma, of course, Roma. I think it's all lying on Cardiff to do better, because they need the coefficients up. They need more qualification places, and they need these qualification places to be taking them into the straight into the group stages of these competitions. So highest net transfer spender is Carmarthen, 15 players in. Obviously Bala got the most players. Let's have a look. Transfer window. So in this window, so as we knew, what the hell? I don't get that. Bala with the most, 24. Carmarthen with 15. So 24. That's a new squad. That is. They've spent 74. They brought in 18.5. But then, as you say, Carmarthen spent 86 million. So there we go. I got a feeling about Barry and Wrexham this year. Real feeling. Cardiff are the second lowest spenders. Second lowest spenders. They made an £80 million profit on players. Unreal. So there you go. There's the start of the season there. Newport County, the third favourites, won across the board. Merthyr, a 2 and a loss. So Cardiff got the opportunity to jump straight back up into the top spot. So Barry and Wrexham for me are the two to watch, other than Cardiff, of course. So, yeah, we'll take it to the 30th of November and wrap this episode up, guys. I'll see you there. Okay then, guys, the last leg of this episode now, and oh god, Cardiff have taken top spot, but Barry are close behind, not far away at all. Penny Bond are having a good season so far. Merthyr aren't far behind either, and not trailing too far behind then is Newport County and Colwyn Bay, although Wrexham are disappointing. Barry are the one to watch, I think, though, this season. Barry will be the one, will be pushing Cardiff right to the end. But before the season is over, we've obviously got another transfer window. Is this the season TNS go down? I've got a feeling it's around the corner for them. They're just not doing enough. Aberystwyth, Avonlido looking like they're probably going to go down already after just 12 games. And then anyone really from Carmarthen up to Bala could go down as well. So we're actually getting a little bit more exciting things happening in this league. But pound for pound, I think the most exciting league has got to be this one. I mean, look at it now. I mean, there's a 17-point swing between top and bottom. 17 points isn't a lot, especially in 15 games. So look at that. I'd say anybody really from 9th up could win this league. Llandudno need to get back into that top division. Looking like they're going to be the ones to go ahead and do that. I think you probably know what, if you've been following this from the beginning, why I'm looking at these, and Parsonage is still here. And it's a shame for him, because he had all the ability in the world to climb up to 1, 2, 3 is what he's on at the moment. And how old is he now? 21. I'd say he could possibly get up into the 140s and peak there. And it's an unfortunate one for him. He should have moved on a lot earlier. So let's go back to the Premier League and let's have a look at some player stats. So Lee Clark of Denby is the top scorer at the moment on 6, along with 3 others. But we know Ollie McBurney, we know Neil Prosser, and I think we know Elliot James. I think we've looked at him. Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. Lee Clark is the intriguing one of Denby. So, oh, he is good. He is good. And going to be even better. Just at 21. Neil Prosser, obviously, of the great Newport County. Now, there's an even better player there. He is a diamond. And obviously, Ollie McBurney is still leading the charts here. I mean, he's not close to the others, but he's still getting in amongst the goals, is old Ollie. Assists. So look at all these good, really good youngsters. David Titchener is the main man on the assists, and he's going to be a decent player. Valued really highly as well. Gwydion Moss of Connors Quay. Yeah, he's going to be good too. Obviously, we all know Stuart Dallas is, and then it's just another bunch of youngsters. Zach McBurney is a big money player that Newport County brought in. Yeah, there's another one who's going to be good. So you can see, it's increasing. All the players on here, at the beginning, they were in the 110s, then into the 120s, then into the 130s, and now they're all into the 140s. So now we're looking at the average rating. Who is the best player in the division at the moment? That's Lee England, 20 years of age. Yeah, good player. Bloody good player. Got to wonder how these teams aren't doing so well in Europe, whether it's the managers. Something we haven't really had a look at, actually, is the manager movement. So, nothing there. There's nothing really to go back with. How about we just handpick 3 teams to look at? So we'll go with the champions, Cardiff. So their manager is Massimo Carrera, an Italian geezer, ex-Spartak Moscow manager. So Brendan Rodgers left. Oh, I remember that. He left to go to Arsenal. So no, he didn't leave. Neil Warnock retired and Brendan Rodgers came in. So Brendan Rodgers left and is now the Arsenal manager. Massimo Carrera is now the Cardiff manager. Let's have a look at Swansea. So at the moment, Wayne Allison, whoever he is. So Carlos Carvajal left. To go to Sporting. I remember we looked at this before. David Adams got sacked. Wayne Allison is the manager of Swansea. Look at one more. Let's have a look at Denby, maybe. So David Healy's the manager, ex-Northern Ireland striker. Who remembers him? The one who scored all the goals for Preston, North End and Fulham. Scored loads of goals. For Ireland, for Northern Ireland too. 36 goals in 95 caps for Northern Ireland. Remember there, he played obviously for Preston. He was only at Fulham for a small amount of time. He did score a lot of goals for Fulham, but it was mainly his time at Preston. So his club goal scoring record wasn't that great. But he's now the manager of Denby. So, hey, one more. Let's look at Wrexham. Who have they got as their manager? Chris Ingram. So Dean Keats got sacked, John Ward left as caretaker post, and Chris Ingram, who was the Cambrian and Clydach manager. So very much a Welsh League guy, obviously doing well in management, fair play to him. So there's that then, guys. What else to look at now? I know what to look at. So Wales managed to get the draw against Spain, but lost at home. So where did they finish in this qualifier? So there's Wales sitting in second place quite comfortably. So Wales, is it a table on the second place teams? So that's it. Wales narrowly miss out. 2 goals on goal difference. 2 goal swing. Oh my God. So that did come back and bite them in the ass, because those two goals, all they had to do is beat Luxembourg 4-0 at home and they were in the World Cup, but they only won 1-0. That is unreal, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. So Wales missed out on the World Cup because they couldn't demolish Luxembourg like everyone else probably did. Look, watch. Actually, no, not everybody did. Even Spain. Spain won 4-0 against them, obviously, and 3-0. But It doesn't matter. Luxembourg, you got to put them away. You got to smash them. And the fact that Wales didn't smash Luxembourg as they should have in both games is the reason why Wales aren't in the World Cup. Interesting, eh? Gutting though. But there we go. That is how it is looking. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a bloody minute. Now I'm on Cardiff. I can have a little look at this. Euro Cup. Losing to Ghent, but beating Rangers 4-0 at home. That's a good start. Spartak Moscow. Drew away at Spartak Moscow. Beat Ghent at home. And now have a game against Rangers. Group K. Cardiff, as long as they can get a point against Rangers, they're in, I think. They're away to Rangers next. It's going to be a tough one, actually, because Ghent can beat Moscow and jump above them. I think it's about how they did against each other. So, right, okay, so a point at Rangers sees Cardiff into the next round. So that's fine. That's cool. Alright, and guys, that is all we got time for on this one. Thank you all for watching. Thanks all for those of you who've been watching from the very beginning. Obviously, it's pretty tight this year. It was tight last year, but Cardiff edged it. This year, it looks like it could be even tighter for the title. So keep with it, guys. Come back for the next episode, and in that we will conclude this season. Thank you all again, and until the next time, cheerio for now.